What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Married at First Sight. This is season 14, episode 14. The episode is called "It's Just a Blip." And before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do detailed reviews on reality shows. When I say detail, I don't mean every scene by scene, but I pick up the most important details and may pick up a few details you may not have noticed. So, as well with the Married at First Sight segment, I do couple by couple, and this is the Noy and Steve segment. So, as I tell y'all, as the number one commenter, get down in those comments. Tell me what you think, because this is the place where comments are so welcome. If you're new to this channel, you want small comments, long comments, 1,000 comments, put them right here. This is where it's welcome. We go back and forth. The Dove family, we're a community. So we get down there in those comments and learn, laugh, debate, and all that good stuff. And this is the place to do it because it's open and free. The only thing that I ask is that we respect one another. If you want to talk about how tight-lipped Noy talks like this when she gets a little way, or how Steve keeps evading about him having a job but makes it normal, do it. Get down in the comments because I want to hear it, and we all do. So let's go ahead and get to the episode. So it pretty much starts off with Steve and Noy. They're getting ready for the couples retreat trip in Vermont. And Noy is kind of making a little joke like when she was dropping sushi off at the doggy daycare type situation. They was thinking like Sushi was sick or dying or something like that because she was crying. And Noy was like, no, I'm just going away for the weekend. So it was kind of funny. A little funny moment between her and Steve. But then it just dropped from there because now out of nowhere, I don't know if it was editing or what, but Steve had just mentioned that, well, you got to be careful about like what you put on social media so, people don't get the wrong idea. Noy's like, she ain't trying to hear it. She ain't feeling it. And so am I. I'm tired of hearing it already. So let me give a disclaimer about this episode. Steve probably mentioned social media about like 10 times. And just to get you prepared, because I'm already annoyed by doing this review. So Noy and Steve, they're riding to the retreat in Steve's RAV4 with about 400,000 miles on it. But let me say, before I go any further, I have to say, does anybody notice, like you watch all the confessional cams of the couples they ride in their car, and it just maybe you might hear a little wind noise or they ride down. And when Steve and Noy in the car, it sounds like Steve has like a wheel bearing that went bad or loose. It's like, every time you go back to the car, I'm like, come on, Steve. I know you're saving all your millions, but get your wheel bearing fixed. It was just kind of annoying. I'm sensitive to noise. So, they talk about how they've grown closer from the conversation they had, I guess, about the financial conversation and the baby conversation. Like, they gained some ground there. But Steve was like, hold up. Wait a minute. We didn't clear everything up. So, what Steve want to talk about? Y'all tell me. You guessed it. Steve wants to talk about social media. He feels like it really hasn't been resolved, and pretty much Steve rehashed the situation just like it was just started all over again. And you could tell Steve was getting a bit intense. He was like shooting questions at Noy like he was a investigator of like a crime or something. And Noy was getting like pretty annoyed, and she get to shaking her head and just moving her neck and all that. I was like, dang, Steve really getting on Noy's nerves. It almost feels like he's attacking her, like she's trying to defend herself because she don't really want to talk about it, and neither I don't want to hear about it for real. And it was just like a lot of drama. You could feel the heat in the little RAV4, but guess what? I loved it because to me, Steve gets a taste of his own medicine where like something is bothering you and you got to keep asking somebody about something and they're being vague or elusive or defensive. That's what he been doing. But Noy's giving a little more attitude, which I like. I like it. I like it because Noy been asking about the money, how they gonna take care of the family in the future and all that. And Noy has every right to be. So I feel good about this for Steve and all the Steve fans that think it's reasonable for a husband to be elusive about the financial plans. So Noy's giving him some back, and I'm really here for it. I'm just happy to see it because I'm sure he can't see that that's in a sense what he was doing, but yeah, how does it feel, Steve? Because you didn't want to talk about the money, or you want to get lumps in your throat and start, throwing the word salad out for lunch. Now, no, ain't hearing nothing you talking about, and like I said, I'm happy about that. So Steve got really expressive and just let Noy know, like, hey, everything, what you were saying, it was very hurtful. He trying to reach Noy. Noy don't give a damn about no feelings about her social media, and Noy pretty much saying like, well, you're not gonna censor me. I'm gonna say what I want. She down with the Dub fam. She gonna say what she say on the social media. So Steve is pretty much saying, well, like, listen, if you're not gonna make the adjustment for something that's bothering me, then we gonna have a problem for the rest of our relationship. Noy was like, no, we ain't. You gonna have a problem. Steve's like, no, we gonna have a problem. Look, Noy said, you gonna have a problem. I ain't got no problem. I'm gonna do what I want on on media, and that was it. So, like I said, I'm happy to see that. Do I think Noy is being unreasonable and childish? To me, she looks like she's acting 10 years younger than her age. Absolutely. But Steve deserves it. And all of Steve's supporters deserves the confusion and anger because it's absolutely ridiculous. Marriage flexibility is required to be successful. And Noy is inflexible. She ain't trying to hear it. Pastor Cowden told her. Steve done told her. Dr. Pepper then confirmed it with Steve. But Noy is saying, hey, I'm separate. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to express myself how I want. And that's just it. So you go, Noy. Keep doing what you're doing. So they get to the retreat cabin. And, it's a wonderful and beautiful place, a log cabin mansion, what I call it. So the men decide that they're going to cook for the ladies, which I thought was a great idea. The ladies are chilling in a hot tub, but as far as the men cooking, I can't say that the men really cook. It was like how Steve is in his own household. He's doing all the work. He's cooking because he ain't got no job. And Steve is talking with the guys, and he even gave little Michael some advice, and saying that, like, hey, don't worry so much about like having a dip in the communication or the smoothness of your relationship, because it's gonna it'll probably strengthen the relationship. And Michael's like, no, you got it mistaken. In normal cases, I would agree with you. So no, because I can't mess up. So Steve was like, whoa, well, the dip would be a clip. I like that little saying. It was a little clever, whatever. So Steve, after he's mentoring Michael, he wants to get the guys like feedback on the Noy and the social media situation, and just letting them know that Noy is really putting stuff out there about their marriage that he does not approve. And Michael was wondering, like, well, she's just typing directly about what y'all going through. And Steve was talking with a large one, and they was pretty much saying no. It was like it was sneak dissing kind of the situation where, yeah, she putting subliminals out there on Steve. And Olajuwon, now he turns into the wise counsel now. He's saying that Noy probably doesn't realize how much that is hurting him or affecting him, of just saying, like, I deserve better, pretty much talking about Steve, and saying that anything that Steve is hurt by is valid, and Noy should be willing to put a stop to it. I'm like, this coming from Isaac Olajuwon, who hurts his wife every 13 hours, every chance he gets, but he's not willing to take accountability. Sure, I'm a little stern. Sure, yeah, that guy, he want to talk about feelings. But as I said, I guess in life or on this show as well, people get very insightful about other people's situations, but they really can't see their own mistakes and the places that they need to improve. And Steve was pretty much saying, like, I guess really boosting himself up, saying like, hey, I'm doing you see, I'm cooking for y'all. I do this like 5 days a week. Isaac like, really? I mean, you really do 5 days a week? Well, I cook a lot. So Steve saying, what more could Noy want but, a nice meal? And we know Noy wants more than that. And that's reasonable. Why? I got to say it because, again, these Steve supporters, and I guess they're willing to do it. It's a different world. Why is food enough when you're just meeting a person and you're trying to build something? It's going to take more than food and housekeeping. But okay, I'm trying to take myself out of it like Noy, because it's just irking me that people don't understand that. Not that they have to understand, but it makes no sense that they don't. But let me keep going. So everybody's sitting down, they're having dinner, and they really thanking Steve for making the meal, because they appreciate it. It's a nice meal. Everybody can eat, because half of the people at the table can't cook. But they're giving an update of the marriage, because they haven't really seen each other since the volleyball game. And so when it comes up to Steve and Noy, Steve is like looking at Noy, trying to read her and saying like, well, can we talk about our issue or whatever, like in front of the people, about the social media thing? Is that okay? And Noy says, hey, well, no, I prefer not to. She don't want to talk about it. So Steve asks, well, why you can't talk about it? You wanted to put it in public. Now we in public, you can't address it? Steve crossed the line right there. He crossed the boundary. It wasn't no mistake that Noy did not want to talk about it. So then you're going to fall up and say why you don't want to talk about it? Noy should have walked up, got up from the table, and knocked her food on the floor or something. Let Steve know what time it was, because it wasn't appreciated. So he going to press her out and make her talk about a subject that she told you that she didn't, because you asked her, was she comfortable? What's that about? So Steve continues to ambush and still trying to talk about it without talking about it. And Noy feels that way. She feels ambushed, like he's trying to make it public or do a public campaign to expose the situation. Like this is going to make progress. Steve, it's not. You're embarrassing your wife after she told you, I don't want to talk about this right now, whatever that reason was. Respect that. You would want her to respect you saying that. And I know Noy is crazy, stupid, annoying, but no, he crossed the line. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So pretty much dinner was over and it's time to go to bed. So as soon as Noy head hit the pillow, what Steve want to talk about, y'all? Y'all tell me. I feel like I'm at a concert. What Noy want to talk about? Say it. Say what she wants. What Steve want to talk about? Steve wants to talk about social media at 11:47 p.m. My God. Noy, please help this man. This man needs some help. Noy was still saying like, hey, I don't want to talk about this. We're on a retreat with other people. It could get heated. I don't feel comfortable. So, Steve pretty much saying he's going to respect her wishes, but he's still trying to talk about it. And Noy, she's trying to close her eyes, act like she's asleep, but she's like, oh my God, this man, he getting on my nerves. But he finally let it go for right now and said that, he doesn't want to go to bed angry and wants to cuddle or whatever. I mean, and that's a good thing, not trying to, I guess, let the anger linger on or whatever. And Noy, you can tell she's still upset. She's not feeling it. So he makes her or has her come over and cuddle, and she cuddling with her arms folded or whatever, because she's not feeling it. But he's clueless. I guess he believes in that never go to bed angry. Everybody can't do that. Everybody don't bounce back from anger like that. It doesn't work like that. But at least he's trying. But he should try to work that hard in explaining their financial future. But okay. So Noah and Steve, they went out like on a little date on their own to check out all the little like a little adventurous rides on the resort, and it really looked like a fun time. They was like on a little like a ski lift or whatever, but again, of course, it wasn't wintertime. There was no snow out there, and they was doing little roller coaster rides and all of that. And Noy was really, you could tell they were having fun, and Noy was really enjoying himself. So when they sat down, Noy was saying like, well, we got married, and then we just was like thrown into this life of trying to be so serious and work things out. She wants to do more fun things so they can enjoy each other and have a great time, which I understood, and Steve agreed. Then Steve found an opportunity to talk about what, y'all? What Steve want to talk about, y'all? Steve want to talk about the social media. Damn it! Some people just don't get it. They don't get it. So Steve pretty much believes that Noy is trying to like sweep things under the rug. So he want to know like, when can we talk? When is a good time to talk about? Didn't she tell you she didn't want to talk about on the trip, Steve? Steve ain't listening. He's so bent on his social media. And I get it. It is disrespectful. It is juvenile. It is childish. It does create trust issues. I got all of that. But the lady says she don't want to talk about it. Damn it. So Steve pretty much believes that like Noy wanted to sweep things under the rug. He has to know like this stuff before decision day because it's really that important. And I get it, and it's a time and place. And I'll say it again. I don't believe in the way Noy's handling is properly and all that. Subliminals on social media and all that. I don't believe it because for real, my view, you gotta blast me on social media. Our relationship is really done for real. That's really what it is. But all right, we know Steve. We know Steve. He just can't let it go. He's just messed up about it. So let's go to something more fun. My goodness. So Mike and Jasmine, they're hosting a field day for everybody, and they were having a lot of fun. They had different activities and games, cup flipping, dodgeball, all that good stuff. And Steve and Nori really didn't play a lot part in that. Steve is very competitive, so he was very active in it or whatever. But they got to the nighttime and they played Who Was Most Likely, and Nori was actually picked for most likely to have plastic surgery. And Nori tried to act like she was fake mad with Lindsay for picking her, but she was like, nah, I really picked myself. So it was a game. It was all in fun. And another most likely came up of who would more likely to be a stay-at-home mom. And Nori picked herself. She's like, yeah, because if I have a baby, I want to stay at home for a while stay at home and take care of my baby. And, drunk Lindsay jumped in talking about, well, so what you thinking? Working mothers don't take care of their baby? And everybody like, whoa, where all this come from? All this heat and energy come from? And they trying to like kind of defend what Noah said, or just saying like, people do it well both ways or whatever, but Noy just prefers to stay at home with her baby. And then, Lindsay, she gets on Noy in her confessional and on her. Lindsay brings in Steve. Like, Steve, you make enough money to let Noy be a stay-at-home mom? And Steve's like, well, Noy wants 3 kids, so that's a different type of money. Different type of money for Steve and all the Steve supporters. I'm thinking a few million or whatever he got from all these wonderful apps, and he's a trust fund baby, and he's a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, even though he got laid off from a job he'd been at 4 years. Why Steve don't got enough money to take care of a wife and 3 kids, 3 potential kids. Don't like they all come at once. He got the money, right? He can make money whenever he need or want it, right? Yeah, I know. I know. Steve, I ain't even gonna say it. Anyway, so Noy was seeming concerned. She's like, well, I think I can stay home as long as Steve has enough money, right, Steve? Steve ain't got it like that. Steve trying to get I thought Steve was trying to get Noy to quit her job, to enjoy or whatever. But now she's talking about quitting her job to have a baby or taking some time off. Steve ain't with it. Like, that's a different kind of money. Okay. Anyway, it's just that Lindsay was kind of like, she was hating real hard going in terms of, stay at home mom and husband with no job. Good luck. Like I said, people always got something to say about other people's situation. Lindsay need to save all that energy for her own situation because she got it going on. A whole lot going down. So, so the couple sit down. They have breakfast. Initially, Lindsay was supposed to cook some type of special Italian breakfast for the group, but Lindsay had a medical emergency. So Jasmine is cooking it, and they say it's pretty good or whatever. I wasn't convinced. I didn't know. But while they sitting at the table, Jasmine asked Noy and Steve, like, do they feel any pressure from the group to say yes on decision day? Because they're like the it couple or the couple that everybody's looking up to that's doing so well. And Noy pretty much lets the group know that her and Steve still have like trust issues. They have issues of trusting one another. And pretty much Steve agreed. And now I look at, like I said, this whole episode was real themey. Something I noticed. Noy had that 3 times too big blouse leopard print that Steve bought her for their anniversary. And Steve had his matching leopard print that it came through Amazon. But I guess he paid standard shipping, so it took longer. But yeah, they both confirmed that there's trust issues. Steve was just saying it's levels of trust in the situation. There's levels to this. He's saying like, hey, I trust Noy. I can go to sleep and my RAV4 and my camping gear will still all be there. But can I trust Noy with my secrets? Can I trust Noy with my heart and protect my feelings? That's another thing. And Noy's like, interesting. Yeah, so why is it interesting now when you don't care nothing, talking about Noy, don't care nothing about this man's feelings because you blasting him on social media on the low, on the slick, and then denying it. But like I said, Noy is annoying, but whatever Steve get, I'm here for it. I'm happy for it. It's overdue because he needs to get a taste on what it feels like. So that was pretty much it for Noy and Steve's segment. Drop down in the comments. Tell me something that you think about Noy and Steve or something I said, something I missed. But I know we're going to have a nice debate on this one. It's all fun. And I'll be telling y'all funnier than me. I'm telling you, you can read these comments, other comments. The Dub fam is way funnier than me. Had me hilarious. About to drop my phone, drop my drink. I'm like, I can't believe they just said that. I mean, like, hilarious. So, get down in those comments. That's where I tell you, y'all don't disappoint. And y'all just keep rocking with me. I'm going to continue on trying to crank these segments out. I'm still a little behind. I'm still on a real estate journey trying to do my thing. But I want to put good content out for y'all. And as I tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world. But you're here with me. I really appreciate it. And I really mean it.